Okay, I've just opened a new demo account to the value of £10,000. Right, let's go to magnify that and see if it shows up. That's it. Balance 10,000. Okay, right. Right, the Sydney session will be starting shortly, next 5 minutes. Now, I don't recommend that you trade during the Australian session or the Sydney session because the spread can be quite high, and it's not started to trade yet, but I think I'll try and capture it for you to see. It could get as high as 150 points for the spread, which is very high, and you don't want to enter a trade when it's so high. Even now, as it's showing, it's not. The market is not open yet, but it's just showing 36. That is not too bad. That is not too bad. Obviously, the lesser the number, the better. Say around about 9, 10, or even 2. So, but you try to trade when the spread is low, but certainly not over 50 points. Okay, I'm trading now on the day 1 time frame or the daily time frame, and although it's set at euro and at the Australian dollar, it doesn't mean that I'll not be changing it. It depends actually on this chart here to see what the heat map will show me, and obviously the trend here. And importantly, I need to see what's happening here to see what the percentages are over here, and also this chart here to tell me what the open price is and whether the current price line is above or below it. So all these things got to sort of match, right? And then obviously we check the that's right, the William percentage line. Okay, the William percentage line, and then we check this one here, which is the William percentage, which shows us the overbought and oversold. I think this one is actually the overbought and oversold one, and obviously the volume. But both of these, this trend line here and this one here, is roughly should match. So you got to keep an eye on both. It doesn't really matter too much which one you're watching actually, but both has got to be like it's shown here. It's an uptrend, and it's an uptrend here, and as you can see that the volume is on an uptrend, and this one here, the trade assistance, is showing an uptrend at the very beginning, and the price line is showing an uptrend. Obviously this will be showing some indication here, but it hasn't. The market's not open yet. But this gives me an opportunity to explain the indicators in relation to the trend line here, the market line. Okay, the market line is a trend line. You don't need another trend line to be quite honest. So it's all showing up. It's an uptrend. And obviously this one here, we need to look at the euro here and the Australian dollar. As you can see, the euro is above the Australian dollar, which means it's strong and it's going upwards. And if the Australian dollar is above the euro, that means that the trend is going down. So because the trend line, or rather the market price line, now is showing an uptrend, that is why the euro is above the Australian. and if you're going to do a buy order, preferably they should be up here, right? The euro should be up here, and the Australian dollar maybe at the very bottom. Okay, I think that covers that for the time being, and we'll just wait for the market to open. Trade must have opened. Yes, the Sydney session's opened. The Sydney session's open, but we don't jump straight into it. We need to look at what the state of play is actually with the trend line. As you can see, it's actually going down, showing up now, isn't it? It's all red, which means it's going down. But don't take that as gospel yet, because it's not settled down yet. Look at that, eh? The spread is over 300. That is a surprise to me. That. Okay, that's because the market just opened. So we'll leave that and come back to it. Now I'm waiting actually for the Tokyo session, which starts roughly about midnight. And I don't just want the Sydney session. Sometime you can't avoid it. You cannot avoid it. You might end up actually trading in the Sydney session, because your trade hasn't finished. And but if you've not got a trade going, don't trade during the Sydney session. Trying to have a look and see what the state of play is on the chart, and then decide. Basically make sure that the spread is down. And then if you're in the Tokyo session as well, Tokyo and the Sydney session, that's brilliant. So everything seems to indicate that it's actually going down. Whereas before, as I was talking earlier, it says it was going up, but it's actually going down. Right. Leave it for an hour. I'll come back to it. Yeah, I've come back, and I thought I'll just have a look at the charts. It's 4% below the open price, and as you can see, the Australian dollar is at the top here, which is good, and the euro is in the middle here, which means that the Australian dollar is very, very strong. So it's going. The trend line is going down, and as you can see here, it says it's going down, and here it's saying it's going down, and the chart here says it's going down, but this one is not in agreement. Okay, so we don't do it. Not only that, the spread is too high anyway, so we don't do anything. And let's have a look at the bottom one, the RSI trend, and as you can see, that the trend is showing down, and it's showing down here as well. That is a lower time frame, and the higher time frame. So it looks like it's going to be a downtrend. But the thing is that the spread is far too high to place a trade on. If you place a trade on now for a short order, which is a downtrend, it'll go down 200 points. We're doing a sell order. We'll have to go down 200 points below the market price. This is the price line. Look, it's straightening up. It might even go up yet. Okay. And as you can see here, the open line is there, 1.65, well, 1.6523 then, and then it's only 3% below it, so the trend going down is only very slight. And the Australian dollar and the euro, as you can see, they're approaching each other. And what does it say on here? Euro and the Australian dollar, -7. So the going down strength is not very strong. Okay, so we don't want to be doing a sells trade. We don't want to do a sell order, even though that is saying that it's going down. It's not, well, it's not very impressive, is it? That and that is straightening up. So it's most likely it's going to go up. Right. So now that you know how I analyze the trend and to make a decision whether to buy or sell. And there's another indicator here. It's only 1%. Okay, that's the daily change. And what about the volume? What about the volume? The volume, it says 413, and the upper volume is at 335. So there's not much in it, is there? Not much in it. So, you know, if you're dealing with real money, you don't want to be jumping into something, you know, that you're not certain. And by the way, if you can't make money on a demo, you're not going to make money on a live account, okay? So you've got to make money, consistent making money on a demo account before you can make money on a live one. As you can see here, I'm getting quite a lot of greens. A sign that you should go do a buy order, and it's suggesting that we should do a down, you know, a sell order, because it's going down, DN down. Okay, and the FIBO is showing us that it could actually reach this level here. Now it can't decide actually whether to go up or down. If it go up, it'll go up to this level, and if it's going to go down, these FIBO lines actually sort of helps you to decide actually what direction the trend is going to be. That's the good thing about it. But don't forget, they're not 100% gospel, okay? So you still got to work it out in your own head whether it's going to go up or down. This is only a guide, like all the other indicators. It gives you information, but you got to use it wisely, okay? So the FIBO, that's that one, and the notes is what you know, that's actually from the template from before. Okay, so just ignore that. I'm going to reset that, and that's the currency one there. Okay, and the WPR percentage, that's right, it's this one. And that's disappeared now. You can actually put another one on, but I haven't found one that's good enough. And at the daily chart here, if I just close this down or hide it, now if I press the daily button, this will show me whether, you know, what the situation is as far as the indicator is suggesting, and it's saying it's a sell order. Okay. And then this one here is this one here. That is a Williams percentage rate as well. There you go. Right, let's have a quick look again. Quick look. Right, it's still not the Australian dollar and the euro. As you can see, the euro is catching up. Now, in the past, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar is very, very strong actually during the Far East trade. That's where we are now doing. It's the Far East. The Australian and the Tokyo sessions are regarded as the Far East trades. Now, you don't want me to tell you that, do you? Right, okay. So there are slightly conflicting information, like, you know, it says buy here, buy there, right? So it's quite strong at the on the M5, M15 time frame. And for me personally, if the M1, M5, this is not showing the M1 actually. I didn't need it, but you can set it for M1 as well if you want. But at the beginning of the chart, sorry, the indicator, at the very beginning, if it's if it's a buy, if it says buy, it means that it will actually sort of work itself way through to the top. It's like a branch, you know, a tree. You shake it at the bottom and you get the vibration at the top. So obviously, how strong that is here, that, you know, then it will show itself at the top here. Let's put this one back on here. This, as you can see here, we got some indicator here saying that it's going up, which is not good. We don't want that to be here. So if you see this being an uptrend or green here, then it's not a good sign if you're doing a sell order. You know, if you're doing a sell, okay, and that is obviously reflected in the fact here, the euro and the Australian dollar, because they're approaching each other, so there's some indication that it's going to go up. It's still at -7. The indicators most likely to get stuck is this one here as well. The indicator that shows the time of the trading sessions. This one tends to affect that. Sometimes the text here disappears. But overall, the indicator works very well, okay? And I'm just having a quick glance. Actually, we're not much better, but it's not bad. It's saying that the price line is showing a trend. It's going up. Okay, that's the price line. You could call it, the price line is the trend line, because I regard it, because that's why I don't have a trend line. So let me just, I mean, you might like to see some candles actually, so click that. Oh, it's on here. Right, let's close that down. I'm just going to show you on the other chart actually. Where's the candle? There we are. Right, just click that sheet or that chart and then candle. You might like to see the candles, you know, but I prefer to see the you know, the line actually, the trend line, no, not the trend line, the price line. As we just speak, actually, it's changed again. It was actually going up, wasn't it? And let's change that back to a line representation. You might like to see candles, that's up to you, but I find it easier to do it. Right, it's not going up, it's because it's actually hidden here. Yeah, it's there. That's the only trouble. Like I say, if we just hide that, yeah. Okay. It's saying that it's going down. That, don't agree with it. It says it's going up. So, you know, these are the factors that you need to consider. And it's still -7. And as you can see, the Australian dollar is still quite strong, and the euro is still below it. So that means that there is a downtrend, rather than it was trying to tell me there was going to be an uptrend. But it's still stuck there at 3% there. And it's still saying it's an open down. And that one daily, and it's still saying, get rid of that. Yeah, it's still saying that's down as well. Right, we'll have to come back and maybe we'll be able to place a trade. As you can disparity between the two is not a great deal. One thing that you can check to do a trade is, you know that the Australian dollar is going down. It's a downtrend. So you might want to do Australian and USD. And I don't think I've got that here. What have I got? Australia. Alright, I've got Australian and Canadian. Right, let's have a look at the Australian and Canadian. Australian, Canadian. the gap is not too great. Let's have a look. What about the euro? What about euro, right? Euro and New Zealand dollar. Euro, New Zealand dollar. The gap is not too great. So these are the things that you need to sort of work out what currency pair that you want to deal with. What about this one? GBP, it's minus 12. It's going down, minus 12. GBP, the British pound, and the Australian dollar. Look at that. Look at that. Australian dollar, GBP. Australian dollar, GBP. Well, let's have a look. Let's go to here. Australian dollar. Where is it? There we are. GBP and Australian. Right. Let's drag that across there, and then drag that across there. Close that down. Close that down. And now we got Australian, and let's get that note out. Now we got the Australian and the British pound, right? So let's have a look. Australian or GBP. Look, that's good, isn't it? It's going up. It says that it's going up, and look at that. That is going up. But here you can see it's going down. -4 is not a strong down. It's actually quite a strong up actually. It's not quite a strong down. It's 100 points. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, it's going down. That's going down. Just to make sure you got all the templates agree with. You got the same currency pair. Right, all the indicators now are showing up on the chart, and I thought I'll just have a quick natter. As you can see, yeah, we've got three greens now, and the spread has gone down to 17, which is good, and there's a strong uptrend there, and that has gone up to 1. That is yet to show itself, but it will actually, because that is going up as well. Not much in it. It's 10% there, or 10 points, and it's gone above now. So it's gone above the open line, and and that has gone down to -2, whereas before it was -7. So that's a good point, and it's going there. So I'm going to do a trade, and I'm going to go for three lots rather, and it's a buy order. And then you got to agree that, okay, and then do it again because it's a new setup. Right, you should set a stop loss and a take profit. That is, if you're going away, you need to set the take profit. But having said that, you should set a stop loss as well. But I don't normally set a stop loss, but the thing is that you've got to do it because there are spikes. That means that the currency pair might fluctuate so much that one currency will go the opposite way to yours. Okay, now we're -32.29. It will always be a minus because of the spread. If it's a two, if it's 2 spread, then it can easily catch up because it's 16. It could take a bit of time for it to catch up. Right. So as you can see, it's still good. Three greens, and GBP and the Australian dollar. Oh, look at that! GBP and Australian dollar neck and neck, 5.9, 5.9. Let's have a look at the FIBO. Yeah, it looks like it's gone above the here, you know, the halfway mark. So it looks like it's going to go up. Let's get rid of the FIBO and the ADR. Say it's going up. That's good enough for me. But like I said, because of this as well, you know, the gap. It's only one, if you like. So it was one actually. Now it's not. And it's gone below the. If you recall a moment ago, it was actually up, and now it's down here. But no worries. It's it seems like it's going up, even though that is slightly bent. There. That's quite a strong trend up here. Yeah, so that's good. Some strong indication that it's going to go up. All right. Anyway, we're talking about the stop loss. Right. Always set a stop loss to prevent you losing money when there's a spike. Go to view and then terminal, so that we know what we're dealing with. Now, that is the price that we bought it at. You know, 1.95752, and we need to put a stop loss on that. So because we're buying up, the stop loss needs to be below it, okay? Because we're doing a buy trend, then the stop loss has got to be below it. I normally actually put a stop loss at 1,000 units, okay? 1,000 points. I know it's a bit too much, but the thing is that sometimes it does actually go down by 1,000 before it goes back up again. So to do this, we got to set it to here, and the stop loss is here. So 15732. That's not far off here, right? To the buying price. All I've got to do now for 1,000, just knock one off there, make it 4. And then stop loss, set it. If you can see, the stop loss is 0 there. So if I set the stop loss now, it's set. Now if you're going away, you know, or going to bed, and you want to carry on with the trade and not monitoring it yourself, you might like to set the take profit. Now I normally set the take profit at about 500 units or 500 points, or to be pretty safe, set it at 1 to 200, but I normally set it at 5 actually, but let's set this at 1 to 200. Right. So the price that we bought it at is 752, which is roughly about that. So if we add 200 to it, we'll call it to 19. So not 19, but 95999. So it's 5934. Okay, 5934. That's 200. Yes, roughly about 200, give or take. So the set profit. There we go. That's 200 units. It's going to go up. But oh look, we're in profit. We're in profit. 14 points. Okay. Right, let's close that down. View. Terminal. And let's have a look. Yeah, look, it's gone above now. It's gone above there again. It's gone above the open price. And that's a positive here, positive 2. Still a strong trend here. That's gone up to 2 from 1, I think it was. Okay, that's saying it's, you know, it's got some a sell there highlights here, but we still got a good buy there. D1, yeah, and that trend now is straightening up a bit, and that's still above the sell. That's still going up, and here, and it says up, and we made it's 22.19. Because, like I said, if you're going to bed, you might as well close it down, right? See how far it's jumped. It must have heard me. Or you can leave it to run. There's a strong trend here. That's 14 points. And like I said, our balance is 10,000 to start off with. Now we made £32 already, okay? So if you want to go to bed and say, oh, I made 32 quid, you know, right, just close it down. And actually I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed as well, actually. So we'll carry on with the trade tomorrow and call that part 2. Right, okay. So far I made £1,950 actually after 2.5 days. It's not even. Whoa, we're in profit. Just made £1,000 odd.